Hey everyone, this is the LEGO City People Pack Fun Fair set. It comes with 14 different minifigures, as well as accessories that provide activities for those minifigures. A couple of the side builds are even designed to be interacted with by us, huge figure actual human beings. For example, this target shooting stand is set up with a stud shooter on the front of it, and you can actually line up shots and hit the targets with that stud shooter. And they actually fall down, each one individually. You have to aim a little bit. They give you 3 studs that I believe are supposed to represent water, so it's like a squirt gun, and it does the trick. It just works. It's something that looks pretty decent just on display for a fun fair, but you can actually play with it. And then there's this test of strength. Now this is a particularly clever build because it uses a very interesting build technique that I wasn't aware of before. I don't even know if you can properly call it a build technique, but an assembly technique. You see this piece right here? It's a modified 1x2 plate with the small groove on one side that extends out, and it fits between a couple of door sliders. So a similar type of piece, but with a wider opening with a full stud or full brick width of opening, and this will fit in there at an angle, and it fits loose enough that you can hit the target, which is this Technic ball piece right here, and the thing will actually go up. So it'll go up, and if you hit it hard enough, it'll go up and actually hit the bell element. Now, unfortunately, that doesn't make a sound, but it's still cool that there is that variability there, and you can either use a minifigure with this huge hammer in their hand to kind of simulate that, or you can take the hammer out of the minifig's hand and do it yourself. These decorations on the side, by the way, are printed tiles, not stickers. This little scene is a duck pond ring toss, and the most interesting thing here to me is the inclusion of the 3 new rubber ducky molds. That's its own mold with a print on there. They look pretty realistic, and I hope that they make more of these in the future, probably in different colors as well. I'm sure they will. But you can just rotate this around on the small turntable that's inside there, and you can just imagine that this is going to be going all the time. It represents the water twirling around, or the rubber duckies themselves twirling around, and you're supposed to launch these hoops. Now you can do that as a human being. You can try to launch them on there and see if you can actually net one of the duckies or something. It's a little bit difficult. There's not a lot of room for variability there, but this isn't as interactive of a thing. I guess if you had just a couple of people that were trying to play together, you could try to do this, but most of the time it's not going to work. I guess that's kind of realistic. There we go. Here's a vendor of ice cream and other frozen treats. Once again, no stickers used in this set whatsoever, so what you're looking at there for a decoration on the side is a printed 2x4 tile. Looks very good. And new for this season is the, I guess you can call it a tricycle mold, but it really just has that single wheel on the back, and then whatever you attach to the front is entirely up to you. So it's based on the old bicycle design, but much more useful, and you can attach things in many different ways for custom builds, but here they've set it up to be very secure. It leaves enough room so it's actually not on the stand on the ground, so you can still roll this back and forth if you like. It's a nice little thing, and also of course will fit a minifigure on there. And right now there is nothing in the container, the ice box here, but that's because they've already sold out. They only include just a couple of things that you can sell. So there's one frozen popsicle and one ice cream cone with some stacked up scoops. The last build here is by far the least impressive, but it goes with a scene and a setting for an activity. So they include minifigures, and I'll show you all the minifigures up close here just in a moment. But this is just a table with some paints on it, and this is intended to be a place where you go and you get your kid's face painted. So they have a figure to go with that, and the lady has a new color for the paintbrush, at least for the paint at the tip of it, for orange. So she's supposed to be painting the orange tiger-like face on this kid over here. Alright, so the first minifigure I'm really going to focus on here is this guy on stilts, and he makes and gives out balloon animals. You got the blue colored dog made of a balloon, And the stilts are 1x3 bricks in medium azure, and you can put him into a walking pose carefully like that, and it works just fine. And of course, he works as a regular minifigure if you take those bricks off. Here he is paired with a kid who can be a customer and actually receive that balloon. They do include only one of the balloon piece, and only in that one color. The kid, meanwhile, has the new for summer 2019 propeller that will fit into a cap. It's just micro-sized, has a mini peg on it at the base, so it fits into anything that has a mini peg hole, such as those relatively recent cap designs that will fit other accessories as well, and it'll also fit into many hair pieces, especially female hair pieces, including those from the Friends line, and there's just a little bit more print to see on the face of the adult. Here are a couple of the figures that you saw earlier, just up a little bit closer to you, so you can focus on the details of the torso prints. I think the torso on the left is printed much better than the one on the right. I guess the one on the right is just a little bit down on level of detail, but that may be intentional. Maybe in universe, that is a very recognizable symbol for a specific band, because that is a band's specific piece of merch there, with the sleeveless shirt that shows the tour. The tour dates, I'm sure, would be on there, and also locations. Here's an older tracksuit couple. I'm calling them Al and Pam. Seems like they would both have short, kind of older style names. They are definitely matched up because they are wearing outfits from the same company with the same branding on it. You can just barely see the branding beneath the hair over there on the right, but on the left it's very clear. White color for this hairpiece, alternate face as well. I'll always show you when there are alternate faces. Anytime I don't take the hair off, it's because there's nothing else to see beneath there. I like both of these torsos. I wish that they had some printed legs to go with them too. Here's a closer look at the ice cream cart vendor or rider and one of her younger customers there. Notice that the kid has different colors of arms. I like that. I like the overall color scheme there, with the fire orangish yellow or yellowish orange for one arm and light aqua for the other, and then the pocket is done in just a regular orange, and the legs are dark azure. The lady also has some interesting colors with the dark pink or light magenta, you might call it, and the interesting colors for the stripes, with the teal being printed against white, making it actually look brighter than it normally is, that official color. And then she also gets the dual molded cap with some hair in it, and the hair is light yellow. So all interesting colors for both of these, and one gets an alternate face. We've seen that before. Here's the face painter and face painted. I am so glad that LEGO did not come up with a new version of that torso, the painter torso on the left, to have super thin waistlines, because it's completely unnecessary. It's an overalls set. So yeah, just leave it like that. Let it be used for female figures, male figures, doesn't matter. It's a good looking set of parts. I'll just take the hair off so you can see the rest of the paint splatters on there. Yes, that looks good. No alternate face for either of these, unfortunately. I was surprised that they didn't do one that was kind of pre-face paint, or maybe with a bad job and an accident done to the face paint for the kid. Both of the torsos have good print designs from the back, but the gray is a little bit soft around the edges on the one on the left. I feel like one of the members of this ring toss couple looks familiar to me, but I can't quite place it. There's just something that's registering in my brain, but yeah, it's not going all the way through. I don't know exactly where that thought is coming from. I really like the face of the one on the right. It's a different type of smile. It's very jovial. It's a little bit brighter and wider than usual, and that head also has an alternate expression available with the eyes closed. It's offset just a little bit to one side versus the other face, but you put hair on that completely covers up the back of the head or one side of the head, and you don't have to worry about anything there. And surprisingly, no alternate face here. The kid on the left here is the daughter of the ring toss couple, and you can totally see that she has her mom's smile. I mean, it's all there, which is really cool to see. Interesting hairpiece. Lots of texture to that. And I actually like that kind of retro styled torso there as well. It just reminds me of one of the original female specific or female targeted torsos that Lego did in their early days of minifigs. The guy on the right is just some dude he just happened to be standing around. I think he's like an accidental professional photo bomber. He's just in the shot. He doesn't belong there. He's not related whatsoever. He's just there. You know that guy. He shows up from time to time. Alternate face here is great, still showing that it's the same face, recognizable features, but with a different expression. Again, totally her mom's daughter, and we get an alternate face for this guy as well. Let me show you what these faces look like framed up with their respective hair pieces, and of course you can use different hair pieces with these same heads if you want. Yeah, they both work quite well. Here go the leftover pieces, the spares in the set, and yes, anytime that you see the new micro propeller in a set, they appear to be including 2 of those as spares, rather than the usual 1 per part. You also get an extra of the new color for the paintbrush there. I love these minifig packs. I know a lot of people do. Most of the folks that it comes with are usable anywhere. This is a little bit specific, but you could still imagine that torso being used by just a regular minifigure just walking down the street of a city somewhere, just somebody who has interesting fashion sense. I guess this one's a little bit specific. Really looks like it's supposed to be a vendor, but you could also use that in other contexts. I am sad that there is no alternate face for this figure. That would have made that one perfect, I think, if you had just another option so that if you wanted, you could use that in a different context as well. All the rest definitely go anywhere. You can swap a lot of these pieces around to make custom things. I think that the builds on the sides are very nice. That especially. That works really well, and this is very clever in its build and use of pieces. So nothing particularly bad. A couple of things could have been done a little bit better, but overall, very happy with this as expected, and looking forward to more of these people packs being made in the near future and distant future alike. If by any chance you want to see how all of these went together, just to maybe just have something cathartic to watch, I did record the real-time pure build with no music, so you can check that out on its respective channel. And if you do want to see the entire build but don't want to take that much time to see it in real time, I sped it up as well in a speed build version. So check out whichever of those is more your speed, and I will keep more of them coming as well as more videos. Thanks for watching. I will talk to you again very, very soon. I hope.